Hello guys and welcome again to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. I'm Greg and I'll be giving you my predicted lineup for our game on Saturday against Arsenal. I feel like I'm churning these out constantly at the moment with our congested fixture list, and this is probably one of the toughest ones I've had to make because I've just finished Ferguson's press conference and the only real update he had on injuries was saying that we might have one or two players back in the squad to choose. He didn't specify who. There's still a big question over Luca Dean with his groin injury. We don't know how severe it is. We only had that one update last week where he said he wouldn't be fit for the League Cup game, but he hasn't ever since said how severe that is. So I've checked a few websites, the sort of physio room, things like that. Looked online, and from what I can see, Schneiderlin and Walcott are still out for some time. Delph is 50-50 for this game. And the two players who were down with a sickness bug but not injury, so Sidibe and Gylfi Sigurdsson, should be match fit and ready to start this game. That's just what I've seen. So that's what I'm going to have to roll with. It's all a bit of a guess here, a bit of a guessing game, but that's the best I could find out. Sigurdsson and Sidibe back in, everyone else that you know about already still injured. So that being said, I think there's going to be a little bit of a change from what we've been seeing with those two players, Sidibe and Sigurdsson, who were both starting a lot of games before they came down with this sickness bug. I reckon they will be worked back into the team. Still in the same formation, but let's look at it and see what we have. So Pickford in goal, of course. Because of the absence of information about Dean, I'm going to have to say it's going to be Baines at left back as a guess. And to be honest, I'm not mad about it. He's come back in. I don't think he's put a foot out of line since he started again. He's looked classy. Dean obviously has had a bit of bad form recently this season. I don't think he's hit at all the heights that he hit last season. And Leighton Baines obviously had that glossy, that written in the stars goal. Obviously it would have been more written in the stars if we'd gone on to win the penalty shootout. But he had that classic Leighton Baines, finds a bit of space, takes that touch and just blasts it into the top. Vintage Leighton Baines, that really. So I'm quite happy to see him stay at left back for a little while, even if Dean is tested fitness. I don't think it's we need to rush him back into the team. Take Baines out now, get Dean back in. I think the left back spot is safe in Leighton Baines' hand until Dean is fully fit again. And then I think Yerry Mina might be partnered by Mason Holgate dropping back into central midfield. I think Michael Keane will be out of the team now. Holgate has been really good in that central midfield role, and I could take nothing away from the job he's done there. It's not a natural position for me. I don't think he's ever played that position. I don't think West Brom ever used him there. I don't think we've ever used him there. But he did really well. Him and Tom Davies, that sort of rough two in the middle, you never expect to see it. Really, really held up well. But I think he'll be dropped back to his more natural position with the confidence he's gained from doing so well and getting so much praise recently. And then at right back, I'm going to guess that Sidibe is going to come back in and play that role. He'd clocked up a couple of assists. He'd been a bit inconsistent before he went out of the team. But Coleman hasn't really set the position on fire. He had an alright game against Leicester. But Sidibe, if he's fit, for me, he's back in the right back spot. Which takes us to the next bank of four. And in the middle, I imagine it will be Tom Davies keeping the position. And if he's fit, this is an if he's fit. If not, it'll be Mason Holgate again. But if he's fit, I think Gylfi Sigurdsson will probably take that role, occupy that role. And on the left, Bernard. And on the right, Iwobi. Now, Iwobi I'm struggling with at the moment. I don't want to turn on the guy. He's had a bit of a rough fixture of games. He's never really looked too confident on the ball for the last few fixtures. But no Walcott to take him out. Obviously, we could put Richarlison out there. I'd much rather see Iwobi. If we had another option outright, sort of utilised in the middle of the pitch, I think where we've seen the best of him, he's been through the centre. I think he's a bit lost out wide. I don't think it's his best position at all. But due to a lack of options, I reckon it'll be Iwobi and Bernard again on the right and left respectively. And then for the two up top, I think it will be the Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin classic that we're used to. Those two complement each other quite nicely. Obviously, Calvert-Lewin's having a real spell of good form under Duncan Ferguson, so keep him in the team. I don't think there's any debating that. And then obviously, as I said, the only debate around Richarlison is whether he plays out right, Iwobi comes inside and maybe Moise Kean starts up top. But I think Duncan Ferguson will have that continuity. I reckon Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin as a front two could really cause that Arsenal backline a lot of problems, especially with the sort of injured fullbacks they have at the moment. I reckon with Bernard and Iwobi sort of stretching the fullbacks out, the two centre-backs will be very very scared to see Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin coming up. You know, the physicality of Calvert-Lewin, he'll be all over them, hopefully. So that's what the team looks like. Jordan Pickford in goal, a back line of Sidibe, Holgate, Mina and Baines, with Gylfi Sigurdsson and Tom Davies, central mid, out left Bernard, out right Iwobi, and then a front two of Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin. As I said again, it's quite a guess here. The real lack of information about the injuries hasn't helped me. But I've put together what I can on an estimation. You know, if Dean's fit, he'll probably play. Walcott, I'm almost certain won't be fit, but if he was, he might be replacing Iwobi. But you know, this is what we have to go with. Let me know if you guys agree, disagree. This could be Duncan Ferguson's last game, so let's hope he can end it on a high. It might not be, and let's just hope that we can continue this sort of upturn in form. That's it for me this time, guys, and I'll see you next week.